Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into a really fascinating guide. It promises to shortcut your path to professional opportunities. We've taken a deep dive into how to land your first job on LinkedIn, the ultimate guide by Testimonial Legere. And our mission, well, it's to equip you with a clear, actionable roadmap for leveraging LinkedIn.
Yeah, drawing on those real success stories and, the practical strategies from the source itself.
Exactly. Real practical stuff. So get ready to transform your LinkedIn presence, from just being that static digital resume.
Into something way more dynamic, like a client-attracting magnet, right?
Precisely. Now, Testimonial Legere's own journey here is, well, it's pretty fascinating. He started out earning over $60,000 on Upwork. That's a big freelancing platform. You probably know it. And that was before he really started taking LinkedIn seriously back in 2023. He actually mentioned he was gingered by his friend Toby Amure, which is a great Nigerian term, meaning like spurred on, motivated.
Right, motivated to actually show up on the timeline, be active.
Yeah.
And what's really compelling here, I think, is how quickly that consistent action paid off for him.
Yeah.
It led to these unexpected opportunities he hadn't even, directly sought out.
Absolutely.
It just really underscores that LinkedIn isn't just a place to apply for jobs listed there. It's much more about proactively building this visible, trusted presence that actually draws opportunities to you.
Okay, so let's unpack that journey then, because it's not just inspiring, it really is a kind of blueprint. His first big win, it came around month 3, so January to March 2024. He'd been posting consistently, maybe 2-3 times a week, all focused on the health niche.
Right, showing his expertise in that area.
And then a Nigerian pharma brand actually slid into his DMs his direct messages.
Wow, just like that.
Just like that, with an offer. No application needed from his side, even though they did have a job post out there.
That's incredible. What was the offer?
It was $300,000, which is Nigerian naira, for about 15 articles a month. Now, he notes himself the rate was actually below his usual Upwork fee, but he took it. Saw it as crucial proof that, hey, this LinkedIn thing, it really works.
That first win, even if the pay wasn't perfect, that's so foundational, isn't it? It's that proof of concept. It validates the whole strategy and gives you the confidence to keep going.
Exactly. It proves the inbound lead model works.
Right.
And he did keep going. So fast forward to month 6, still posting consistently. This time, he actually did a keyword search on LinkedIn for health writer.
Okay, so mixing inbound with some active searching too.
Yeah, exactly. And bam, landed a $2,000 contract.
Nice.
So the lesson there seems to be consistency plus some active searching still equals leads. It's not necessarily one or the other.
Makes sense. Diversify your approach.
Then month 7, this was a really surprising one. It came just from him commenting on someone else's post.
Just a comment.
Yeah. A woman from Canada saw his comment, thought it was insightful, connected with him, and offered him a $500 job for some urgent academic medical writing.
See, that Canada client story, that's a perfect example of the kind of serendipity that can happen when you're consistently visible. It's not always about direct outreach, is it? Sometimes it's just being seen in the right place at the right time, saying something valuable.
Totally. Which brings us to the real, the game changer. That hit in October 2024. A $3,000 a month gig.
Okay, now we're talking significant recurring income.
Right. And again, the client found him, scrolled through his posts, liked what they saw, and booked an interview for 9:45 p.m.
Late night interview.
Yeah. And his reaction was classic. He apparently said, "Postpone key, let's do it now."
Huh. Love that energy. Like, why wait?
Exactly. That's Nigerian pidgin, basically. Postpone it. No way. Let's get this done now. And he also negotiated weekly payments for the first month. He calls it a Niger street sense move.
Smart. Like practical, shrewd wisdom from experience. Making sure you get paid, right?
Precisely. Protect yourself, especially with a new client. Ensure he wasn't working for free if the client suddenly disappeared. He ended up working with them for 5 months before actually starting his own thing, an AI-powered content editing solution called Smart Scribble.
Wow, what a trajectory. So
Yeah.
if we kind of zoom out and connect this to the bigger picture, you can really see just how diverse the paths to employment and getting clients can be on LinkedIn. It's definitely not just about the jobs you apply for. It's very much about what actively comes to you when you build that presence.
Yeah.
For someone just starting out, that should feel pretty liberating, I think. Less pressure on just firing off applications constantly.
So, okay, let's translate this. What does it all mean for you, the listener, the person looking to land your first job using LinkedIn? I mean, when we look at Testimonies wins, 3 out of 4 came inbound. He didn't apply directly.
Right.
For someone maybe who spent years perfecting their resume, their cover letter for those traditional job applications, how do they make that mental shift, to this inbound magnet idea? What's the very first tangible step?
That's a really critical question. And the shift starts, I think, with acknowledging that LinkedIn isn't just a place to park your resume online. It's a dynamic networking platform. It's a content platform.
Mm-hmm.
So the first tangible step, just start showing up
Yeah.
consistently. And this ties right into Testimony's next key insight, which is huge. Visibility beats perfection.
Yes, the perfectionism trap.
Exactly. We get so hung up on waiting for the perfect post, the perfect profile. And the hidden cost of all that waiting is simply lost opportunities. Time you could have been visible.
Right.
It's not about posting flawless, Pulitzer-worthy content every single time. It's about consistent posting. The author references Alex Hormozy's $100 leads here. The more you post, the more visible you become. It just dramatically increases your odds. Simple math, really.
That makes so much sense. Get out of your own way, basically.
Yeah.
And beyond just being seen, there's the layer of trust, right? He talks about that too.
Absolutely. Trust is built up in layers. It's incremental. He frames it as moving from your profile, the first impression, to your posts, which show your thinking, then to proof of your work, like samples or testimonials, and finally to payment, the ultimate trust signal.
Profile, posts, proof, payment. Got it. And one last key insight before we dig into the profile itself. The strategy isn't just for writers, is it?
Not at all. Testimony is clear on this. It works for designers, virtual assistants, marketers, tech consultants, really anyone offering a professional service. Because the core principles remain the same: visibility, clarity in your messaging, and effective positioning.
Okay, good. So let's dig into that profile optimization. This was a section that, honestly, it made me pause and rethink my own profile. He says your profile isn't just a list of jobs, it's your digital storefront. That really clicked for me.
That's a great analogy. It's like your 24/7 salesperson working for you even when you're offline. So it needs to convey confidence, competence, approachability, all at a glance.
Exactly. So, first things first. Your profile photo. Seems basic, but it's crucial. Needs to be clear, front-facing, good lighting. He says smile, look approachable, confident, credible.
Makes sense. People connect with faces.
And dress like the professional you want to be hired as. The overall vibe should be, I'm someone you can trust with your brand. And then, maybe even more important, your headline.
Ah, yes, that line right under your name.
Right.
Prime real estate.
Totally. And it's your positioning statement, not just your job title. It needs to tell your ideal client, like instantly, what you do, who you help, and how you do it.
So not just freelance writer.
Right. He does an example. Instead of freelance writer, try something like helping health and SaaS startups grow with conversion-ready SEO content freelance writer.
Much more specific. Tells you the niche, the outcome, the skill. And SaaS is software as a service. SEO is search engine optimization, for anyone wondering.
Exactly. And the key is using keywords your target clients are actually searching for on LinkedIn. Think like your client, which leads perfectly into the next point. You really need to know your audience, your ideal customer persona.
Can't hit a target you can't see.
Testimony's own ideal clients, he identified them as healthcare startups, usually under 100 employees, based in the US, UK, Canada. And he knew who within those companies to target. Typically founders, marketers, or recruiters looking for reliable writers.
And he consciously avoided the really big companies.
Yeah, he felt the competition was too intense there, and smaller companies were often quicker to hire, less red tape.
Strategic.
So you need to ask yourself those questions. What work genuinely excites me? What industries am I actually best equipped to serve right now? Who is most likely to hire someone with my skills and experience level? Once you get clear on that, he says, crafting your profile and your content becomes way, way easier.
That clarity around the ideal client, it's just so critical. But it's not just the industry, right? It's also knowing who holds the purse strings, who makes the hiring decisions.
Good point. The decision makers.
Exactly. Like for brand design or website copy, it might be the business owner, the CEO, especially in smaller companies. For something like performance marketing, maybe you're targeting a CMO, a head of growth.
Right.
For a health writer, like Testimony, it could be a doctor running a practice, a health tech founder, maybe a head of content at a slightly larger org. Smaller brands often mean you're talking directly to the founder. Larger companies, you're probably targeting C-suite execs or specific department heads, CMO, CTO, head of engineering, whatever fits. Knowing this shapes all your messaging, who you try to connect with, everything.
That's a fantastic distinction. And Testimony gives a bonus tip for finding the right keywords to use in your headline and profile. He suggests using LinkedIn search itself, Google Trends, Google's autocomplete suggestions, dedicated keyword tools like Ubersuggest or SEMrush, even Answer the Public.
Basically, research where your audience hangs out and what language they use.
Exactly. Now, that About section, he stresses this is not your autobiography, it's your pitch.
Yeah, it needs to be client-focused, not just me.
Right. He suggests a structure: what you do, who you help, and the results you typically get for them, what makes you different or your unique approach, and crucially, a call to action.
Like what?
Simple stuff like DM me to discuss your project or email me at your email address. Make it easy for them to take the next step. The guide actually provides examples for different professions, which is helpful. And he even says, hey, use ChatGPT to help you draft it if you're stuck.
Good practical abuse. Leverage the tools available.
And don't forget that compelling banner image at the top of your profile.
Yeah, that big horizontal space. Often underutilized.
Totally wasted sometimes. Use it. Show your niche visually, maybe put SaaSwriter SEO specialist on there, add contact info or your website, highlight key services. He recommends Canva.com as a free, easy tool for creating a decent banner.
Good shout. Canva is great for non-designers.
And finally, still part of the profile setup, you need to build credibility. Pin 2 or 3 key items to the featured section. Could be posts you're proud of, samples of past work, articles, carousels, maybe even personal stories that offer value.
Showcase your best stuff right up front.
And crucially, ask maybe 2 people for testimonials or recommendations, as LinkedIn calls them, former clients, old bosses, colleagues who can vouch for you.
Social proof. Very powerful.
Immensely.
Right.
And sprinkle relevant keywords throughout your experience section too. Don't just list the company. Describe what you did using terms like health content writer, SEO specialist, article writing, LinkedIn ghostwriter, whatever applies.
Weaving those keywords in naturally helps you get found in searches too.
Okay, phew. That's a lot on the profile, but it's foundational. So now your profile is dialed in, it's looking sharp, it's a magnet, but what do you actually post day to day to attract those clients?
Right, the content piece. And one of the most striking takeaways for me here was the intentionality behind every post.
Yeah.
It's not just about chasing likes or comments, getting that little dopamine hit.
Vanity metrics.
Exactly. It's about consistently demonstrating your expertise, your depth of knowledge, your way of thinking.
Yeah.
He makes a key point. Many potential clients, maybe even most of them, they won't ever like or comment on your stuff, but they are watching. They're lurking, evaluating. Your posts are silently pitching you day in, day out.
That's such a crucial mindset shift. Okay, so the guide offers this really powerful framework for content creation. It's called the KSTEPS model. Let's unpack this framework. KSTEPS. What does each letter stand for? Okay, first, K is for knowledge. Share what you know. Simple, right? Like an example might be what most beginner health writers get wrong about keyword research. You're sharing expertise.
Like establishing authority.
Then S is for skills. Teach specific skills or techniques you use. For example, how I write SEO-optimized intros that actually reduce bounce rate. Show, don't just tell.
Practical, tangible value for the reader there.
Next, D is for tools. Show what tools you use in your work and how you use them, like why I prefer Surfer CO over Yoast for long-form blog posts.
That tools one is interesting. It's often overlooked, but it's a great way to showcase your proficiency. It signals you're up to date, you know the landscape, and it gives valuable insights. Shows you're actually doing the work, not just talking theory.
Exactly. Then E is for experience. Tell stories. Client wins are great, obviously, but also failures or key lessons learned. An example might be the time I lost a client due to poor communication and what I learned from it.
Vulnerability like that can build serious trust. Shows humility and growth.
Totally. Following that, P is for process. Walk your audience through how you work. Demystify it. Like, my 5-step process for creating LinkedIn content that drives leads for my clients.
Love that one. It shows potential clients exactly what they can expect if they hire you. Builds confidence in your professionalism and structure.
For sure. And finally, the second S is for solutions. Address your audience's known pain points directly. Offer tips or strategies. For instance, struggling with low engagement on your posts. Here are 3 writing tweaks that worked for me.
Directly helping them solve a problem positions you as a valuable resource.
So KSTEPS, knowledge, skills, tools, experience, process, solutions, a really solid framework. And a key pro tip he emphasizes again, be consistent, be intentional, Focus on content that builds credibility, not just chasing those empty engagement metrics.
Quality and relevance over just noise.
The guide even provides a sample 7-day starter content calendar using this model, like day 1 knowledge, day 2 skills, day 3 tools, and so on. Helps you get started.
Takes away the what should I post today anxiety.
Definitely. And he also talks about writing a strong call to action, the CTA, at the end of your post. Your content should ideally lead somewhere. Ask a question like, what would you add? Or direct them. DM me. Comment checklist below.
Guide the reader on what to do next.
But he also advises, again, don't get discouraged by a lack of likes or comments. Remember, people are watching your content, even if they're silent.
The silent watchers are often the buyers.
Now, a practical question. Batch content creation versus on-the-go content. What's the approach here?
Good question. Batch creating is, sitting down and creating multiple posts at once, then scheduling them out.
Right. The pros seem obvious. Saves time, reduces daily stress, helps ensure consistency.
Yeah, it's probably best for that core, value-driven, K-Steps type content.
And then on-the-go creating is more like real-time posting, inspired by something that just happened or a current trend.
Exactly. The pros there, it feels fresh, it can tap into current conversations, shows your real-time experiences and thoughts. Probably better for stories or quick updates.
So what's the recommendation?
Combine both. That seems to be the sweet spot. Batch your foundational core content to ensure you're always showing up with value. Then sprinkle in those real-time on-the-go posts as inspiration strikes or events warrant.
Best of both worlds. And he mentions tools like Buffer or similar schedulers can help manage the batched content.
Right. Makes the consistency part much easier to manage.
And one last bonus tip on content format. Text, image, or video. What does he find works best on LinkedIn?
Based on his experience, he says text-only posts actually tend to perform best in terms of reach and engagement.
Interesting. Simpler is better.
Seems like it, often. Followed by images, and he specifically calls out carousels, those multi-slide posts, as being effective.
Okay.
And then videos. He acknowledges videos are super powerful for building trust, that no like and trust factor, but suggests LinkedIn's algorithm might still be catching up compared to platforms like TikTok or Instagram Reels. Video performance can be a bit hit or miss.
So the main goal remains consistency and clarity in your message, not necessarily chasing the perfect format or high production value video every time.
Precisely. Don't let format perfectionism stop you from posting consistently. Text is fine. Text with a simple image is fine. Just get the value out there.
Okay, great. So you've got the optimized profile. You've got a content strategy using K-Steps. Your digital storefront is open and stocked. Now, how do you actively go out and connect? How do you get those opportunities, especially that first one?
Right, because just having a great profile and posting isn't always enough, especially at the start. You need strategic outreach, too.
Let's talk about cold DMs that don't feel cold. That phrase itself is key.
Yeah, because nobody likes receiving a generic, spammy sales pitch in their DMs, right?
Sure.
That's an instant turnoff.
Totally. So testimonies, advices, keep them short. Keep them personal. Show you've actually looked at their profile. And keep them relevant to them or their work.
Makes sense. Personalization is everything.
And crucially, don't ask for work immediately in that first message unless they have an active job post you're referencing. Otherwise, the goal is to build rapport first. Start a conversation.
A relationship first, transaction later.
Exactly. He mentions using a free trial of LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is a premium tool to help segment and find relevant leads. And get this, he said his 69th personalized message finally got a positive response that led to work.
Wow, 69. That speaks volumes about persistence, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It shows that volume, when combined with a smart, personalized strategy, eventually works. You got to play the numbers game to some extent.
For sure. Now, another tactic, comment to get noticed. We saw this worked for his Canada client.
Yeah, leveraging other people's platforms.
He suggests following maybe 5 to 10 relevant people daily in your target industry or niche, and then actively drop helpful, value-packed comments on their posts. Aim for maybe 10 to 20 thoughtful comments daily.
Daily. That's a commitment. But it makes sense. Visibility again?
Yeah, it's about consistently showing up where your ideal clients or collaborators are hanging out and adding value, not just saying great post.
Right. Demonstrating your expertise in the comment section.
What about follow-up strategy? Someone responds to your DM, seems interested then. Poof, they ghost you.
Happens all the time. What's the advice?
Wait 3 to 5 business days, then send a polite, gentle nudge. Just bringing the conversation back to the top of their inbox. If there's still no response after maybe 2 follow-ups in total, he says, just move on. Don't chase indefinitely. It's not worth your energy.
Good boundary to set. Know when to cut your losses.
Now, connection requests, how many and how? The guide suggests aiming for about 100 to 150 connection requests per week. So break that down, maybe 20 to 30 per day.
Okay, manageable daily chunks.
Use the Add Note feature to personalize your request when you can. LinkedIn sometimes removes that option, but use it when it's there. However, he also notes that connections can still convert into opportunities even without a personalized note. So don't let that stop you if the option isn't available.
Interesting. So the personalization helps, but it's not the only factor.
Seems so. But the key is being strategic about who you connect with. Don't just send random requests to anyone and everyone. Target people who are aligned with your current goals.
Quality over quantity in your network building.
Yeah, he gives us his own example. When he was focused on freelance writing, he targeted healthcare founders. When he launched his software, SmartScribble, he shifted his focus to connecting with other freelancers who might use it.
Adapting your connection strategy to your goals. Makes sense.
He also notes, interestingly, that acceptance rates tend to be higher for connections within his own country, Nigeria, like 70–80%, compared to international connection requests, which were closer to 50%. Something to keep in mind depending on your target market.
That's a useful data point. Local networks might be warmer initially.
And he recommends how to use filters strategically when searching for people to connect with. Use LinkedIn's main search bar, but then dive into the filters industry, location, company, title, etc. He suggests starting with your second-degree connections first.
People who know people you know.
Exactly. The acceptance rate is often higher because there's that mutual connection as a sort of social proof. Then move on to third-degree connections.
Logical progression. Start warm, then go wider.
And this point cannot be stressed enough, it seems. Visibility matters so much, he puts it bluntly. Someone with 10,000 relevant followers just has a statistically higher chance of landing gigs than someone with only 100. Makes sense, right? More eyeballs.
It's a larger net.
And get this, LinkedIn Sales Navigator apparently has a filter that can hide users who haven't posted anything in the last 90 days.
Wow. So if you go silent,
You literally might not even show up in relevant searches for opportunities. If you don't show up by posting, you don't even get seen. Period.
that really brings it home. It raises that fundamental question. Are you just building a profile that sits there? Or are you actively cultivating a network that sees your activity and comes to trust your expertise because you're consistently sharing it?
That's the core difference, isn't it?
It really is.
So the overall outreach message is connect smartly, comment daily and thoughtfully, DM with personalization and clarity, follow up professionally but know when to move on, and above all, just show up. Consistently post value. Your next client is watching, even if they never hit that like button.
Assume you have an audience, even if you can't see them engaging directly.
Okay, so let's say all this works. You land those first few gigs through LinkedIn. Fantastic. But how do you make sure those jobs are successful? How do you manage them professionally and make them sustainable?
Right. Getting the job is only half the battle. Delivering well and managing the relationship is crucial for long-term success and referrals.
This is where the guide offers the 10 commandments of LinkedIn jobs. I love this framing.
Yeah, it really highlights the why this matters from a practical business perspective. It's about protecting yourself and building a solid reputation.
Okay, let's run through these commandments quickly. They seem essential. Number 1, thou shalt not allow clients to take you from LinkedIn to Upwork or Fiverr.
Ah, interesting. Keep the relationship direct.
Yeah, avoid those platform cuts where Upwork or Fiverr take a percentage, and also avoid being pushed onto platforms where you might be competing with much cheaper options. Keep it direct.
Smart. Maintain control and your pricing power.
Number 2, thou shalt ask for an upfront deposit, minimum 50%.
Non-negotiable, really. Protects your time and energy.
Have you ever personally been burned by not getting that upfront payment? I know I have, early on.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone learns that lesson the hard way eventually, I think. It's not just about the money either. It's a crucial test of a client's seriousness and their commitment to the project. It effectively weeds out the tire kickers and time wasters right from the get-go.
So true. Okay, number 3, thou shalt not begin without a clear brief.
Scope creep nightmare otherwise.
Exactly. Clarify any ambiguity up front to avoid disagreements or endless revisions later. Number 4, thou shalt deliver excellence, always. Your reputation depends on every single piece of work.
Standard you have to hold yourself to.
Number 5, thou shalt keep all receipts, meaning keep records of communications, agreements, feedback, accountability.
Paper trail. Essential if disputes arise.
Number 6, Thou shalt spot red flags early and flee.
Haha, yes. Trust your gut.
Dodgy clients, super unclear expectations, someone being overly demanding before you've even signed anything. Run.
Life's too short for nightmare client.
Number 7. Thou shalt set a limit on revisions. He suggests 2 rounds is usually fair.
Absolutely. Unlimited revisions means potentially unlimited unpaid work. Define the scope of revisions clearly.
Number 8. Thou shalt honor timelines or communicate early if there's a delay.
Oh, this is huge. Silence is deadly in client relationships. Proactive communication, even if it's bad news, is always better.
Always. Builds trust even when things go wrong. Number 9. Thou shalt end every job professionally.
Oh, so.
Say thank you, deliver the final files cleanly, and crucially, ask for a testimonial or LinkedIn recommendation. Plant seeds for future work or referrals.
That 9th one, asking for the testimonial.
Yeah.
So many freelancers forget or feel awkward about it. But a good testimonial can be incredibly valuable, worth more than the job itself sometimes in terms of attracting future clients.
Absolutely. Social proof again. And finally, commandment number 10. Thou shalt build relationships, not just transactions.
For the whole long game.
Exactly. The real money, the sustainable career, he argues, is built on trust and cultivating long-term client relationships, not just chasing one-off gigs constantly.
Makes perfect sense. Repeat business and referrals are gold.
So there we have it. We've journeyed through Testimony Oliger's personal wins on LinkedIn. We've unpacked the core principles behind his success. We detailed how to optimize your profile to be a client magnet, strategized your content using that K-Step-S framework,
Mastered the art of effective outreach that doesn't feel spammy.
and even learned the 10 commandments for managing those LinkedIn jobs professionally once you land them.
It's really clear, isn't it? LinkedIn, when you approach it strategically, consistently, it can be a genuinely transformative force for your career. It doesn't matter what your specific skill set is. The principles apply broadly. It shifts the whole dynamic from chasing work to attracting it.
So let's bring it back to you, the listener. What does this all mean for you right now? Testimony concludes his guide by saying, the real money isn't in one job, it's in trust and long-term work. So here's the final thought to leave you with. What if? What if your consistent, value-driven presence on LinkedIn became your most reliable, maybe even passive lead generation system? How would that fundamentally change your career strategy, your opportunities moving forward? Imagine focusing more on doing the work you actually love, rather than constantly stressing about where the next gig or job is coming from. How might that feel?